Hey everybody, you are looking at Vernain Process. This is a gentleman. Well, one of the guys of the group got in touch with me. They're actually same or similar genre to Albany Park, and guy is super nice. Had got in touch with me, and I wanted to give him a plug. His music is really. You gotta hear it. You gotta hear it. As a matter of fact, you're going to be hearing it in the background while I'm talking here, because with all the creative energy I've been getting from guys like these, my brain has been on overdrive, and I'll give you an insight into my personal slice of insanity. So here we go. Real high quality stuff too, guys. I mean, the videos are sweet. But we'll move on to my own little slice of insanity here. While I was at work, I started thinking more about the steampunk type genre that I was working in, and the first thing I did was I wrote a module, and then from that module it grew it grew straight up into like a campaign / game system. So being that I'm a busy guy and I don't have the time to really follow this, nor do I have this specialization knowledge base that a lot of you goth / steampunk War Machine, you people in this genre have a huge jump on me. The only thing I got going for me is imagination. So I'll go with the original module and then give you a brief overview of that, and then I will envision how this would actually function as an entire campaign. And if somebody wants to pick this up and run with it, have at it. You know, I believe in sharing. So here goes nothing. This is my my steampunk / Victorian era module. The British Empire has a number of empires that it's starting to grow across the world, and a lot of this is going to mirror actual history, but I'm going to throw my own twists in to make it a little more interesting. The Zulu Empire, or Zulu Nation, was one area that the Britons actually try to make a colony with, and so I'm going with that concept, and I'm doing a little bit nation against nation. It could be any nation. It could be Britain versus France, Britain versus Germany, Britain versus Spain. It could be all these countries grew empires. So I just picked Germany probably because I work for a German company, so it just stuck in my head. But anyways, recently British ships have been, like battleships, have been sucked down into the ocean in these giant whirlpools, and they had no idea what was causing this, and they ran across and captured a German spy on board one of their battleships, and he had a strange charm on him, and after checking it out, they found out that it was from the Zulu nations. And basically, the Germans have approached the Zulu nation and said, you know, we can use your magic to go against your captors, the Britons. And now that they're aware of what the problem is, they've sent a special group there. It's called ROG, the Royal Operations Group in the Victorian era, which your group, your gaming group, would be. is this group. That was Queen of the Delta, which actually fits with my Zulu background really well. Next one is Alchemist's Vision. Another really slick vid, you gotta check it out. Anyways, so the game's gonna start off with you guys jumping. You guys are heading towards Africa, but your ship is one of the ships that ends up getting sucked down, and a British airship has to be called in to get who they can off of this battleship before it goes down. And then that airship proceeds to take you to a fort that's supposedly near where this shaman is, and you air fly into a massive Zulu attack on that British fort. And some of the twists that I'm putting into it is like the Zulus, they've actually like domesticated like lions and will ride lions into combat. They've also taken like opiates, so they can take much more physical damage from like bullets before they actually go down. This part of the module is more for cinematic purposes, but also kind of fleshing out what's going on in this whole genre thing. So like they'll be like you know, riding in on like hippos and stuff like that, because they've actually domesticated all the different jungle animals. I thought it'd be really kind of funny slash cool that the latrines that were dug out have like crocodiles like bust out in the middle of camp, coming out through like the latrines, so it's like you're being attacked from like the inside and outside, and just make it a really hairy, nasty combat. And when it's all said and done, all the people that were going to be assisting the Raw group to go get the shaman have been the casualties in this war, and they can't spare any guys. So the Royal Operations Group has got to go out and find this shaman on their own, and it's going to eventually lead them to a burnt-out volcano with caves in it and whatnot. And the Germans are actually protecting the shaman, and the Royal Operations Group is to either A, kill him, or preferably B, to capture him and bring him back and put him to work for Britain against her other nations that are challenging its imperial power. So that's the background of the module. Now, from that module, it grew into an entire campaign, and I fleshed out that I would want it to be new cultures versus old cultures. New cultures would be Europe, and the concept behind the steampunk technologies, these Victorian era technologies, give them a massive technological leap over the older cultures. Some of them that faded away, I'm going to say, did not fade away. For instance, the Egyptians are still around. Aztecs, still around. China never fell. So that's another interesting one. So these ancient cultures, because they never had a technological leap, their national identity is kind of based on superstition, whereas now the European countries is based on knowledge. So that's why magic works in these cultures, because it kind of feeds off of the psychic energy of that nation, and that's what the driving force behind what causes essentially the supernatural or magic or whatever it is you want to call it to work. Like for instance, if the Brits wanted to invade Egypt, they may find themselves fighting armies of mummies, because that's a prominent element within their their cultural base. Let's say they invade the Aztec nations, and now because they're so advanced in like math and geometry and those kinds of elements, I could easily see them doing something nasty like saying, well, let's change the world's axis and we'll slowly make Britain the new North Pole. So you could see where that would be a real problem. This next one's Crime of the Century. So you can kind of see where these concepts can lead. Say you're going to China. They found ways of animating the clay Chinese soldiers. Not to mention, they had really cool, weird technologies like rockets with blades on them. So they would fly a certain distance fairly safe, but then they would just start flipping and twirling. And they were designed to like fly into ranks of troops, which when you're talking especially like Napoleonics, which isn't very off the time scale very much. I mean, you're talking big blocks of troops, so there's just tons of potential to cross over between not only what actually happened, but what could happen. So this is my conceptual base for a ROG campaign, Royal Operations Group, and basically I'm throwing this out as an idea to you guys. If you guys have interesting twists or ideas to help out the steampunk or War Machine community, throw them out there, because I would love to see that genre explode. And it could really, I mean, there's a lot of historical players out there. This is a perfect bridge conceptually for the historical group, because the historical group, I mean, they've done British versus Zulu since forever. I mean, that's a classical battle, and we could pull them in to our gaming group, and not only pull them in, but expand ourselves out to there, and kind of, we could function as a bridge. So I'm always looking to grow and expand and you know, basically try and make this the best experience I can for not only myself but you guys included. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little chat. I hope you go check out Vernain Process. Again, the guy that contacted me was just beyond cool. So I'm happy to give a plug. I'm happy to help. So let me know what you guys think, including that I'm insane if you want, and I'll talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye-bye.